Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into the treasure map versus Vergo for the Super Evolution of Monet. And in today's video, we're utilizing my teams with the boosted units that I managed to pull in the 5 months during the treasure map battle, as well as the slasher batch. Now, I already put out a no new batch team. I already put out the worldwide celebration team. So if you guys are looking for some alternatives to what you see today, make sure to go check those videos out. I'll try to remember to add them in the description for you guys. But today we're sort of just looking at what I will be using to farm treasure map. And look, I need limit break materials so damn bad, and you guys will probably see that because Tashigi, not limit break, limit not broken. Monet, not limit broken. Hiyori, not limit broken. So I need to actually grind this pretty hard for where I can. Obviously, the weekend is Easter for me here in Australia. So it is a long weekend, which is great, but it means a lot of family time, which therefore means that I probably won't be on my phone all that much. But at the same time, treasure map goes live tomorrow, and then I have sort of 2 days to really sort of, realistically only 1 day, to just really sort of hone in and grind as much as possible. So that's the goal. It's a big reason why I wanted to summon as well. I know that's not like the end goal. Like, you shouldn't really summon to make these events easier, but at the same time, like, look, I gotta get the content done, and 5 multis, I got very lucky to pick up not just 1, but 2 of the treasure map boosters into Shigi and Hiyori. So starting off with the first fight against Scotch and Rock, I pretty much haven't changed my team from the team that you guys saw initially in my no new batch and my worldwide celebration playthrough. The SB unit is recommended, but we're not utilizing him over here. Everyone gets the good stuff, and then the enemy is weak to fighter characters. There's a preemptive for making all orbs into bomb slots. You get attack down, normal attacks only, a perfect strike status, as well as a super bomb slot. So obviously that's why they want you to bring Esper, because he can remove the attack down, and he can also remove the barrier. But with this particular team in Kuzan can wave clear turn 1, Kuzan can wave clear turn 2, and then basically you have the Wano orbs from Hiyori to just bypass the bomb slots. You also have the KDAD support on Hiyori for the attack down removal, and then everyone has barrier pen here. Realistically, all you need to do is super swap with Sabo and Ace, and that way you can just kill for a very long time as you have an attack boost, orb boost, and then color affinity. And again, you're bypassing the barrier with all these characters. With extra specials, you have extra damage buff with, what's her name? Khalifa, and then you also have the set target ability from Luffy and Lucci as well. Moving on to the Brownbeard fight now. Again, this team really hasn't changed all that much since the no new batch and worldwide celebration video. All I really did was just sort of move Sober Mask as my powerhouse quick unit on this team over something like Jack. Fighter Cerebral Powerhouse, get all the good stuff, and then Brownbeard is weak to Powerhouse. He gives Captain Bind, Captain Slot Bind, Captain's Despair, Burn, and Pain, as well as normal attacks only. So again, we're utilizing the strat with Alba. Alba as a captain can just bypass everything, so that way you don't have to worry about the Bind, the Despair. You're running double Alba, so you're getting both of these effects. And then you can apply the 4 times attack and orb boost from Sengoku onto Sober Mask, and then Sober Mask is just hitting really, really hard. He's a 1.35 booster, and then he also has the Chain Lock with Akainu. So realistically, all you need to do is like good tap a unit, and then just tap with Sober Mask, and you should be able to kill there. Zoro's wave clearing turn 1 and turn 2, and then you're pretty much off to the races from there. Moving on to the Law fight, they want you to use 6+ Doflamingo and Monet. So I decided to bring Monet over on this team, but what I was initially doing was utilizing Caesar Clown, the rare recruit, for a little bit more damage output with Caesar Clown because of that chain boundary ability that he can provide. But if you can find a 6+ Doflamingo friend captain, you should probably just bring 6+ Doflamingo. Driven, slashers, and shooters get all the good stuff. Law is weak to driven characters. He gives you special bind, top row despair, normal attacks only, as well as a full bot of block orbs. So with this particular team, we are using the original 6-star Doflamingo. His super class is great for wave clearing. You just need to bring like a Kaido or like Monet, for example, and then you can trigger his super class. You can wave clear turn 1, wave clear turn 2. Momo will give you a full bot of 1 orbs because Doflamingo is a slasher, and then I literally just threw on Monet as the despair remover. You have attack and orb boost with Doflamingo. That's going to work out pretty nicely. Monet, like I said, is going to provide you with the despair removal, but you could easily just run supports if you don't want to run Monet. The special bind's removed by Doflamingo, and then you're pretty much fine to go from there. You could do some probably like some fun hybrid stuff, or even some Toki strats I might look at doing. I might replace like Kanjuro on this team with like the unevolved Toki, and then just apply the Toki ability to my captains, especially if I can find Doflamingo 6+ captains. Like, that'll definitely be a much faster way to get this done, but I then have to go level up Toki and do all that fun stuff there too. But it is a very viable strat and something that is very, very handy for these types of treasure maps. Moving on to the final fight against Caesar Clown. The recommended characters are Mr. One and Ryogoku. Quicksire and in-character skill, the good stuff, and then Caesar Clown's weak to slashes. On the final stage, you get stunned on your top row. There's defense down immunity, damage reduction, and a slot barrier for tandem orbs, as well as having a full board of block orbs, which is a little bit annoying. So what we're doing here is we're just running basically the same team you guys saw in the Worldwide Celebration batch. We're using the Toki ability to bypass the stun on Carrot, and then we're using Zoro to wave clear turn 1, Izo Kiku to wave clear turn 2. Make sure you are utilizing the special of Toki on turn 2, and then we're just using Esper if we need the color affinity buff a little bit later. Esper is going to give fighters a color affinity buff, so Carrot actually hits really hard here. I was tossing up between using something like Cat Viper as my captain instead, but then with bringing Esper here for the color affinity, it just made a little bit more sense to do something like that. You can then you can't really add anything to this team. You have chain lock, you have attack boost, you have an all buff on 2 of your characters, and then you also have color affinity as well, which is going to work out nicely. Moving on to the final boss fights now. This is where stuff gets a little bit spicy. I do have Tashigi and I do have Hiyori, which is going to help out my point gain a lot. I also have Alba and I also have Mihawk, which are just 2 great characters to bring as well. Slashes, Free Spirit, and Cerebus go to the good stuff. On turn 2, you get Despair. Top row gets Special Reverse for 5 turns. You get 3 turns for 1.1 times attack boost and a full board of unfavorable slots. Your crewmates will also take 2 turns of Special Reverse while having full immunity. On turn 3, there's 4 enemies, and there will be basically 3 Punk Hazard guards that all have 500,000 HP. So I don't believe that scales. They just stay at 500,000, but it is a little bit annoying to deal with. Vergo is a weak to cerebral characters, and then gives your top row silence. You get paralyzed, special blind, unfavorable orbs, and then I lock onto Vergo himself. So these particular fights can be a little bit annoying because there are 4 characters, but this is the team that's always sort of going with here. I'm using Alba as my captain with a friend captain Tashigi. It's going to be a little bit annoying to find Tashigi friend captains, but I think this was probably the best way to actually get the most amount of points, or I could do some fun stuff with supports. Now, the main problem with using support characters is that I will have to use Zoro and Kaku on turn 2 to proc the Fukumagugu support. Realistically, the only problem with utilizing supports is that I have to use Zoro and Kaku on turn 2. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, because I have the ship cooldown, I can actually do this, and that will actually work as well. And then basically I can use the 2 Tashigi. I can use the 2 Tashigi specials on turn 2, because obviously we get that, what's it called? We get the silence on turn 3. The Tashigi super classes, because we have a Zoro, is going to give her a cooldown. So when you do that, you can just bypass the 5 turns of special rewind. Apologies for the baby in the background. I am on daddy daycare duty today. Getting the cooldowns there means that I can use her special turn 2, get the carry over the orb buff, and then basically she's going to have a double auto proc on the final stage. That's going to drastically increase my orb buffs, and then I can basically just get the auto proc of the special bind removal. That way we can use Alba on the final stage, a bit more damage for slashes. Mihawk's giving increased damage taken. He's also removing attack down. Hiyori's removing the paralysis, and basically we're off to the races there. As for the intrusion fight, I'm definitely using Alba as my captain here, and that's because they want you to get around bind. They also recommend Alba and Mihawk, which is great. Quick, Dex, and Psy characters get all the good stuff, and then on turn 2 you have to deal with bind and special bind. So obviously the combination of Alba captain bypasses bind, friend captain Tashigi bypasses special bind, and then you get a full body quick orbs, which Alba also turns into runner slots. Then all type orbs become unfavorable. You move to the final stage where Monet is half int and half quick. Weak to slashes. She puts up special bind, attack down, normal attacks only, delay immunity, threshold, defense up, and gives you another full board of quick slots. You also lose all your beneficial effects, so if you are carrying buffs into this final stage, like the carryover of the Tashigi buff, then you are going to be losing that particular buff there. So ideally on turn 2, you realistically only have to use the friend captain Tashigi. That'll just bypass the special bind. But looking at this, like, you don't really have to do anything. Like, if you use the friend captain Tashigi special, it's going to auto trigger her on the next stage. So it is ideal to do that, because then you have the second Tashigi to remove the special bind as well. Or special bind gets removed with the auto proc, but then the buff of the orb buff. So that's going to work out pretty nicely. And then I have Mihawk for the threshold, Alba setting defense to 0. Tashigi, not Tashigi, Hiyori really isn't doing all that much here. I think Hiyori is meant to be removing the... What are you meant to be removing here? Attack down? I don't know, Hiyori's really not doing too much for this particular fight. The Perona definitely seems like way more valuable because of the cooldowns and stuff like that on that previous fight. But... yeah, I don't think, like, she's not really doing anything. Or maybe, probably the attack down. For this team, Mihawk's also removing attack down, so like you don't really like need it. And then Monet's just still look pretty, 1.4 times booster. Later down the line, when I need more damage, I'm just going to replace Monet with Zoro Kaku. Obviously, that becomes a 1.35 booster, but then the Zoro will trigger both the Tashigi super type as well as the Alba super type as well. So they're my teams. Like I said, we have a lot of boosted characters. If you guys don't have the boosted characters, don't stress. I've already made videos for that. I will put out a short as well for like teams that do utilize like a non-friend captain Tashigi, because I know a lot of people struggle to find these types of characters on their friends list. But let me know what you guys want to see down below. As always, make sure to build a like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Loads!